just test it though first, right?
It goes sketchy real fast.
Yeah, it did, didn't it? That's awesome. Good job. We'll do one more for a victory one.
Sure, why not?
Dude, by the way, you're doing a good job holding on to that.
Oh, I know. That's sketchy.
And hanging on.
Look at that. Little margin for error.
Yeah, no error there. Hey guys, how's it going? We showed you the last time how to do wheelies and whatnot. So today, Cross is going to show you guys how to climb properly hills, some sand hills, and some hard packed hills, and some rock hills. So there's some different techniques to it and stuff. I myself, I've barrel rolled a few quads down, and it hurts real bad. So we're just going to show you some different hills and some techniques here. Here we're at this hill here. It's pretty sketchy, as you guys can see. I don't know if you guys can see how steep that is. Zach might go up there and show you guys. All right, eh? That might show it a little bit, hey Zach?
A little.
A little? Okay.
It's hard to tell on camera.
Yeah, it is sometimes.
Yeah, cameras will never do hills justice.
They won't. Anyways, Cross, you can have your GoPro on when you do this. Okay. So anyways, get on it, Cross, and then you can show them how you have your handlebars, which he already told you in the other wheelie video there. So how do you like your handlebars when you're climbing? And
we raised them up a couple inches.
Yeah, nice and straight. Okay.
So basically the bars right here pointing almost straight up. Before they were probably down here.
Yeah. Nice,
down there.
better handling and stuff, especially when you're standing up, going up, eh?
Yep.
Okay.
And then we tilted the brakes forward up a bit so you can reach them better when you're standing up and sitting down. All the little clusters, all that stuff, winch switch, all that stuff has all been adjusted. The actual head itself, everything's been adjusted to make it easier to use and see.
Okay, good. So tell us, when you go up a hill and a sand hill, this one is very, very aggressive and steep. What happens if you do you go up in 4-wheel drive on the sand or 2-wheel drive?
2-wheel.
2-wheel?
I always do 2-wheel drive unless it's mud.
There you go. Okay. Now, can you tell us what happens if you get stuck? What's the best thing to do so you don't roll?
Okay, well, if I'm going like straight up on that hill there and I'm slowing down or start spinning, coming to a stop, I dig a hole with my back tires so I can completely stop and sit on the hill with my back tires in a hole in the sand, and then I'll put it in reverse and slowly use the brakes, get out of that hole a bit, and you can still catch your front tires in the same hole, so if you need to stop for whatever reason, and then slowly back down the hill as straight as possible. Keep the handlebars straight, don't turn, because it'll end really bad.
Yeah, you'll roll. Okay. So when you're going up there and standing, if you're going steep, are you standing with your body over a little bit more?
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes the hills are a little off-centered, so you're kind of leaning a bit, throwing your weight around. Sometimes you lean forward if it's steep, lean back like this one going down.
Okay. Well, can you give us an example of that then? And with the sand hills, I know you don't have to worry about wheeling up. Okay.
Because you're most likely spinning 90% of the way.
Yeah. And then rock climbing is a little bit different when you have crushed rock, because I rolled over there about a month ago, barrel rolled I think 3 times. Yeah.
And then I barrel rolled the Razor down a hill.
Right.
A couple hills down.
Right.
About, I don't know,
3 months ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't have our GoPros on.
Because I just went for a nice little tootle with our dog.
Yeah.
But he wasn't in it when it rolled, so all good.
All right, okay. So what are you going to show us first then?
I can just do the hill climb in general. Then
Okay.
I'll go up a second time and I will get stuck. And I will dig a hole like I said I would and show you how to get down.
Okay, so just go up this hill and then come back down, and then go back up again and get stuck, and then show people how you can how you get out without rolling it. Okay. And that's what you do if you can't make it up a hill. You always try to dig it down so the quad won't roll. Okay. Now he's gonna come down. That's sure sketchy at the top.
It is sketchy.
Yeah, okay. Good ride. Right at the top.
So you can kind of see his tires are dug in a bit.
Just dug them in there. Nice and slow down, right on.
Stop. Got my hole dug, put it in reverse. Slowly give it a little bit on the brakes. Keeping the handlebars straight, straightening out if I need to. Nice and easy.
Nice and slow down, right on.
Alright, well, right there's a rock hill. I don't know if you can really see on camera how steep it is. But it's fairly steep. It's a little bit steeper than that one, but not quite as long and not as much of an angle on the top, but still a pretty steep hill to climb. And it's a rock hill, so the rocks are slipperier and like marbles. They just go everywhere. They don't get packed down, they don't get solid or anything like that. They're always loose, you have no knowing where they're gonna go. And you can't really dig a hole as much as I did in the dirt hill over there, because it doesn't work like that. Normally when you start digging a hole in rock, you kind of start sliding back and digging just a big long trench, which is more dangerous and more likely to wipe out or roll sideways. And this hill has a very sharp peak. The tip of it's like that. So like the razor going over it would get hung up and teeter-totter, which I have done. So you can't hit the top fast like that one. I can hit it with a bit more speed. You have to slow down right at the top just to gradually, nicely go over. I always check the backside of the hills before I climb them. So like before I climbed that hill, I did a complete circle around it, made sure it was good. I did a test run. I did a test run before the video to make sure it was good. Did all that, made sure it was safe. And I did this one too. I did a little loop around it, went up her once, all good.
Yeah, because you never know if someone dug the other side out and it's just missing, which we've seen that happen to some people. They see a trail and they go up it and it's just a total drop off, just being because they went and a loader went and took a big scoop out or something, and then that's happened before. So that's good. You always want to ride around and have a look to make sure that it's there's somewhere to go after. And as Ross was saying, this hill is so steep on the other side coming down. The razor, you have to have speed or just teeter-totters and you'll get stuck. So but that's good.
I've almost flown over the handlebars going up a hill.
Same here.
Went a little too fast, not knowing what was at the top of the hill, and it was dug out like a bowl. And I hit the sidewall and almost flew over the handlebars over the hill. So,
and because this is a gravel pit, so it's obviously getting used. There's lots of loaders, all that stuff around here. On the trail on the right, which you can't really see as much, a loader took a bite out of it. So if you were to come down from the other side, good chance you would hit that little bite spot and do an endo.
Yeah.
And eat rock.
Yeah.
Right on that big ripple right there.
Yeah. No brain, no pain.
All right, let's do her up. So he lets go of the throttle pretty much right at the top, knowing that he can make it all the way up without getting stuck or hung up.
Yeah, and that's just experience.
Right there.
Yeah. And you'll find your skill level out pretty fast, and it's good just to ride with other experienced riders and stuff like that.
Push your skill level.
Yeah.
That hill
And then
good.
Yeah.
Not too bad. As you know, I hate driving my quad through mud, and even that little bit, I don't like mud. I don't like a dirty quad. That's one of my pet peeves. That's got to be on the video.
I'll throw it in.
That's a fun fact.
Fun facts. Who wants to see a fun fact video with Cross? He sits down with his quad, just tells you his pet peeves.
Yeah.
So what
it would be.
What we'll do too, you guys, is we'll we'll run through that with the razor on our way to the next. We're gonna go back to the real huge hill here, and the one that has been on other videos and how tall it really is and stuff. So
I think it was in one of the winter ones.
Yeah.
In the winter I climbed it.
It's the one I had Cross go down the hill for me because I was staying within my skill level. Even though I know I can do it, I just wasn't
smart.
I wasn't feeling it that day, so I didn't want to test it. So
exactly.
That's the other thing, is if you're not feeling something, don't do it, because there's probably a reason why you're not feeling it. Even if you've done it.
Comfortable with these hills is this is very close to where I live. It's a 2-minute drive to get here from my house. I don't have to load up or anything. I could come do this every day after school if I wanted to, which I sometimes do.
All right.
Okay, well, this hill, I don't know if you can see it, way back there, is way steeper than all the other ones that we've climbed. Way more intense, has way more rocks, obstacles, bumps, everything on it, and doesn't have as much of a run-up, like a smooth run-up. It's all kind of ruddy and bumpy. There's a big bump at the bottom, so if you hit it too fast, you'll bottom out, which is not good for your machine. And at the very top, there's a big lip at the top. It kind of curves back a bit. So if you floor it on the lip, there's always a possibility of coming over backwards, which you obviously don't want. And it's dirt, so you have pretty good traction. There's no way you're stopping and digging a hole in this one. You never would want to come down this backwards. I never have. I don't think you would really want to. So,
because it's too steep.
It's too steep, and honestly, it'd be really hard on your machine and the brakes to go down backwards slowly without getting a whole bunch of speed and momentum and hitting all the rocks and obstacles.
I think you'd roll it backwards,
Yeah,
just
me
because
too.
it's too steep.
Yeah.
So once you're committed to this, you're committed, and you want to go as fast as you can and then let off, I guess, as you get at the top. You'll be leaning over the front, I bet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Going down it, you're like this,
Yeah.
sticking your butt out, kind of looking down. Always firm grip going down, because when you're going down, power steering, which is what my quad has, I find it tries to pull away from me, follows the trail, follows the low spots or whatever. Firm grip, lean back. Half the time you don't even have to give it any gas. If anything, you're touching brakes.
Okay.
And then going up, most of the time you're leaning forward like this. Some people get down and low like that. Whatever they got to do.
I think climbing the hills one experience too. I know with all the hill climbing and stuff I've done, you have to pick your line as you're going up and stick to that line. And the other thing is too is it's a whole other thing coming down. Going up is a little bit easier and stuff, but again, ride within your means, that's for sure. And this is steep.
Sometimes when you get so steep, you want to use 4-wheel drive, because that way it's not all the power in the back end. So instead of trying to pull a wheelie and coming over backwards, you have everything kind of helping, grabbing, pulling you up instead of just pushing. But in 4-wheel drive, power steering or not, when you got power going to the front wheels, a lot of the times it's going wherever it wants to. When it gets grip, it's pulling. That's the only problem I find with 4-wheel drive. But in the winter time, 4-wheel drive is normally good, unless again you got power steering. Sometimes screws people up.
See it kick him to the right there.
Kicked him to the right, and he spit a rock out there. I don't even like coming down that thing. So now if everyone watches now, he's just checking down and stuff, and this is steep. Wow. And he skid the back brake a bit. Yeah, good riding.